recording? Okay, cool.
That Jits Life. Appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. We had some clips before, so we some people know why that full podcast isn't out, but we're doing another one. So we're mainly talking about hygiene.
Yeah.
Just what to do before you come to jiu-jitsu, how to take care of yourself outside of the gym, which you should be doing anyway. As you said before, if you're not, you're nasty. So hygiene stuff, how to clean your stuff, how to clean yourself, what to do during training, like if you get a cut, yada yada, that sort of thing. So you got a whole list of
we got
stuff if you want to show that.
Yeah, we got a pretty double-sided notepad.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so we got lots of stuff to cover today. We had other people from the gym they saw some of the last clips and they had some more ideas on what they think, and so we got some good information today. So we're just gonna, like you said, start with like what to do before class, what to do during class, when you're done with class, and just some good general like hygiene around jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Last time you mentioned a bunch of really good stuff, and some of the stuff I always like I don't think about.
Yeah.
Maybe I do automatically, but I don't think about it as part of my routine. But you know, most people know clipper nails, wash your gi, wash your gear. But there's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
With recognizing rashes and things like that. So I'll let you take it off, and I'll just stop you with any questions. But yeah,
for sure. So like, we're doing hygiene first and foremost because we want to be able to train. And if we're in here with skin infections, if we're getting staph, if we're getting ringworm, can't train.
Yep, exactly.
We want to be training. It's fun. Choking each other is fun.
Yeah.
Getting choked isn't as fun, but it's part of the game.
Yeah.
So start with what we do before jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
We come in, clean gear every time. I've had people ask me, like, how often should I be washing my gi? How often do I need to be washing this? The answer is every time. You got to come in with clean stuff.
Even if you don't sweat in it, I feel like I've done classes where I'm not rolling, I'm not getting sweaty, I'm not even drilling necessarily, but maybe I plan to, so I had my gi on, and I'm on the mat a little bit.
Yeah.
Still wash it because it touches stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it's always my gi's getting washed every time. My rash guards, spats, my, like, if I'm wearing compression shorts, under that is getting washed.
Everything.
Knee braces. That's one of the ones that the other guys wanted me to bring up. A lot of people aren't washing their knee braces. You got to wash your knee brace.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought about that. I'm not yet wearing knee braces, but I would think you were sweating balls and that you know.
Yeah.
Wash it.
Absolutely. If your stuff's sitting there like sweaty, it's going to get stinky. Stinky's bacteria. Bacteria can lead to skin infections.
No bueno.
And then that's just going to spread all over your gym. You don't want that.
No.
You don't want that at all. Outside of your jiu-jitsu stuff, if you're doing the MMA classes here, you're doing the Muay Thai classes, wash your hand wraps. You got to clean the inside of your gloves. You got to clean your shin pads. You got to clean your body. That's a big one. Before you come to class, make sure your body's clean. There's people who think, like, I can get off work. Work today was all sweaty and hot or whatever. You can't be doing that. You got to come in clean because you're going to be touching other people. Yeah. And they get clean for you. So
even if you're not sweaty anymore, you have a stank to you.
Yep. Some people just, like, through the day, you know, you get, like, kind of stale or whatever.
Yeah.
Get a little wash off, you know?
Yeah.
Shower before class, shower after class, shower before class.
Yeah, I would say the showering before class, since we do the 6 a.m., a lot of people probably shower at night.
Yeah.
I used to shower in the morning, but it's easier at night. Don't want to wake up the wife and the kid.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
But after class, I mean, I do like an hour routine up here. I still on cold plunge, but I don't get in my car and go anywhere until I shower. I know people get in their car and they go right home to shower. I would think if you shower within an hour, but the sooner the better. Yeah,
there's definitely some different thoughts on that, but you have to shower. Bottom line, you got to shower.
Yeah.
You're going to get infected. But just with, like, keeping your body clean before you come to jiu-jitsu, making sure, like, your breath is good, brush your teeth.
Deodorant.
For the love of God, brush your teeth before you come in here.
Especially if you drink coffee.
Yeah,
wait till after.
That's
for that
rough.
specific reason.
Yeah, there's people that come in with nasty coffee breath. That's tough to deal with because you're getting up close and personal with each other. You got to be clean there. Make sure you're not sweaty. Like, if you shower and then run around and get sweaty again before you come to class, it's no good.
Yeah.
I had a coach in Colorado who said that they had a guy who would rollerblade to class like a couple miles and he'd be just dripping sweat, nasty. No one wanted that.
Yeah.
Make sure your nails are trimmed before you come to class. People get cut. If you got long nails.
Yeah. I think I got clipped the other day.
Yeah.
I don't even know when it was or who it was. I mean, it happens. Even I think you mentioned on the other one we did that even if you probably not a great time to clip them is right before class because it's fresh.
Yeah.
And they get cut. So you cut it after class. You just kind of keep it on a regular basis, so you're always showing up with relatively fresh cut nails.
Absolutely, yeah. So the big reason behind that is like if you're clipping your nails and then coming right in, like your nails can still be sharp. They kind of like crisp, is what I've heard. You got crispy nails. That'll sit there and scratch you up, and that's just another like opportunity to get something nasty in your skin you don't want, or just even you don't want to get cut.
Yeah,
like just let alone getting infected, you don't want to get cut up. That sucks.
Especially if someone's got gross nails, which I know you're gonna get into in a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that big time
with those nails and having, it actually drew blood.
Yeah,
like that nail was in there.
Yeah, and there's some bad nails I've seen, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah. Hair, I think with that, like, of course, like, make sure your hair is clean, make sure you don't stink. If you got long hair, and this is going to be more for the women, of course, put your hair up in a bun. You don't want to have your long hair slapping people in the face. I've had that happen.
Would you say that wasn't in Colorado?
Yeah.
That happened?
I was going with the purple belt. Yeah.
Sweeping, mounting you, and then just flopping his
I was going with the purple belt. He kept doing scissor sweep to mount to slap me in the face with his sweaty hair. And it happened probably 40 times in one class. And it was horrible, just nonstop.
Hair in your face.
Yeah, it's rough. But guys, too, like, if you got long hair, just tie it up for each other. You know, it's courtesy.
Yeah. You know what I think a lot of people probably deal with, especially guys that are in the middle of growing their hair out, is when it's not long enough to put up, but it's still messy.
Yeah.
It's probably more annoying for them, but...
Yeah.
I mean,
pigtails, I guess.
Pigtails, just wear a do-rag.
Yeah.
Joe wore a do-rag for a while.
Yeah.
Looked awesome.
Sometimes. Yeah, and then before coming into, the last thing I got is kind of doing like a self-body inspection. If you got someone else to check, that's good too. Like, I'll have my fiance, like, I'll be like, hey, check out my back real quick.
Make
like,
sure
it's tough to see in the mirror. Yeah, look, do I have any...
back of my head and stuff, yeah.
Do I have any weird sores? Do I have any weird bumps?
We've got guys doing that more now because we have downstairs, we have a little plaque or thing, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
Like gym etiquette, and I think some guys were reading that going... does that look like ring?
Yeah.
And then just sitting out just in case, and the one off, you know. But
yeah, and that's not bad either. And that's what it's for. Like, just kind of, I'm coming in, maybe, you know, you're training a lot and you don't always recognize, but just take a second, see if you got something funky going on, and if you do, maybe take a break that day. Maybe just watch. Yeah,
and it's probably different when you have hair. I mean, I don't know if people with hair don't normally get it on their scalp because they have hair and get it the rest of the place. I've had it twice. It was on the back of my head, and I didn't see it until I shaved my head, and I was like, crap.
That's where I got ringworm too. I actually went and got a haircut. I wouldn't have known. I had a big one on the back of my head, but I've started like take my hands. I'm always running my fingers across my scalp. Do I feel any weird bumps?
Felt itchy.
Yeah, do I get anything weird going on?
And that's something you'll get into too. The cream for or the ringworm on your body is different than ringworm on your scalp.
Yeah.
So if it's on your body, there's a general cream, and over the counter you can get, or you can probably get prescribed something too. Maybe a little bit stronger, but ringworm on the head's a little stronger. They recommend the cream will help a little bit, but they recommend and this is directly from my doctor when I got it on the back of my head, was an oral antifungal.
Yeah,
it's a lot stronger, goes away quicker, but yeah, just keep an eye on
all that
stuff. Yeah,
for sure. All right, so let's talk about what to do during jiu-jitsu to stay clean and hygienic.
Yeah.
If you're getting a cut or a scratch, how are we managing that? So let's say we're rolling together. Scratch me real quick. It happens. It's gonna happen. I like to go over. I keep some antibacterial wipes in my bag. I take them, try to clean it out real quick, and people will be like, "Oh, I don't want to ruin like your roll. I don't want to waste your time here. So let's just keep going.
Ruin it.
Dude, just pause it. We're gonna come back tomorrow. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Take it, throw a Band-Aid on it,
clean it up.
And if it's real nasty, probably
done.
Probably call it for the day. But just light stuff, and always like. Whenever I have even little scratches, like I just teeny tiny things. Pause for a second, clean them up,
wipe
cover them up.
We've got a bunch behind the desk too up front here at Memento Combat Sports.
Absolutely.
Up here in Recalibrate. But yeah, we've got a bunch of those alcohol wipes. Clean it up. Like you said, just clean up, get it covered, wrap it up. If it's something gnarly, maybe you need stitches, who knows?
Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah. If you need stitches, probably call it for the day.
Yeah, if you get your eye busted open or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another good hygiene thing during class. Don't sit there and pick at your body. I see guys sometimes picking scabs, scratching themselves. Like if you're a little bit itchy, maybe. But there's people who sit there and pick skin off their feet. Sit there and you see them scratching their legs, and then they've got like an open stuff
scab
on. And if you see that, you gotta tell your partner. You gotta be comfortable. Tell your partner, like, hey, knock that off, and probably tell them, like, go sit out.
I think most people are probably pretty uncomfortable. Does it sound like this is shutting on and off? Most people are probably uncomfortable doing that. So Shaye suggests you just reach out to him. He'll come down here if he's not training, and he'll have that weird conversation with whoever. So
I think it's just like, it's kind of good gym etiquette to be comfortable enough with your training partner to tell them, like, hey, like,
what is that?
Yeah, what is that? Like, I want to be here to be able to train. I want you to be here so that I have someone to train with. But if we're being like nasty, we're getting stuff, we're not going to be here. We're not going to get better at jiu-jitsu. Yeah, so we got to deal with that. And another thing with that is, I think that athlete's foot is actually the same like fungal infection as ringworm.
Really?
In a different form is what I had heard.
Interesting.
Yeah, so but if you're sitting there picking at your feet, and then you're getting like, you're doing stand up, you're doing like getting collar ties on people, you're grabbing them on their head, touching them on their face, I think that's where a lot of that stuff come from.
You don't think about a lot of that stuff. Kind of real short thing I was trying to point out, like why it's important to wash your hands in the bathroom. I was out with my, I think at the time, maybe fiance, now wife. We were at a restaurant. I came back from the bathroom and I said, you see that guy that just sat down? That guy was just at the urinal next to me, didn't wash his hands. He's not drinking out of that beer glass. The waitress is going to come over and put her hands around that same glass that he just had his hands on. She's going to bring it back to the bar, and then she's going to grab your glass and bring it over. Before you know, you're drinking out of a glass that had that guy's,
funk.
Clean yourself. Yeah. Funk.
Yeah. We got to wear shoes when we're not on the mat, and we can't have our shoes on the mat. I think,
especially in the bathroom.
Yeah, shoes on the mat. I see parents, they'll step on the mat when they're trying to get out here with their kids.
They don't know, but
and I get they're trying to get out here, but if you're a parent, please don't walk on the mats. You got stuff on the bottom of your shoes. It's not like yeah, you can get it dirty or whatever, and that's a pain. That sucks to have to clean.
Yeah.
But even worse, you could have stepped in something, and now you got
what, your oil in the parking lot.
Yeah, you could
grass
step in.
that had poop in there from a dog.
Absolutely. And then now your kid's rolling around in whatever you were stepping in.
Nasty.
It's like you don't want people walking through your house with their shoes on for the same reason.
Yeah.
And then shoes in the bathroom. You have to wear shoes when you're in the bathroom.
Stepping on pee that sprinkled out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if there's 100% chance if there's a bathroom, there's pee on the floor, especially a public bathroom like
especially
this.
With kids in it. When the kids use it, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Our 8-year-old son, he just uses our entire bathroom as his toilet.
That's what you need. Put a drain in the middle of a room and call it. But yeah.
Just jump in the shower, dude.
Yeah, you have to wear shoes. If you see someone who's headed to the bathroom without shoes on, choke them out. Put them to sleep. That's what I do every time. Someone's brand new, good. They'll learn. They'll learn quick. Speaking, we were talking about like this is a lot with the kids. Parents, you gotta kind of stand up for your kids with this, because they're not always gonna know this stuff. So you got to be the one to kind of step up for your kids' hygiene. You got to make sure like people think like, oh, I got a little kid, they didn't get that sweaty, we don't have to wash their gi this time. We don't have to wash their
stuff.
Even
if they didn't sweat, it was on the mat, touching other previous sweat or someone else's sweat.
Absolutely. I wrote down mat cleanliness. I don't know what I meant by that.
Maybe what we do here at the gym. So we are very particular about the way the mats are cleaned. So I do most of the mat cleaning. Yeah. But after every single class, they get cleaned. The walls get cleaned. A different mop head every time. Yeah. And pretty particular about like when someone's off the mat without shoes on. Hey, make sure you throw on flip flops. But we keep the mats very clean here. They're mapped at least 3 times a day.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's the way to do it. So that's going to take us through before jiu-jitsu, during jiu-jitsu. Let's talk about what to do after. After
jiu-jitsu. This is a tough one because a lot of people are going straight to work. Maybe they don't have time to shower. Maybe they don't shower right after class. But we do have a shower up here in Recalibrate. If you have the time, shower. Even if you rinse off real quick and then shower more when you get home, get that sweat off your body. Yeah. And look for stuff on your body, same sort of thing. But yeah, like Stefan was saying, I usually just move the shower head to lather up. He was like, just turn off the water, get your whole body lathered up, so the water's not rinsing off fresh soap, before it has a chance to even do anything. But,
let that soap sit on you for a while. But like I've got showers at the top of the list for a reason. Like, you have to shower right away.
Yeah.
And we can even talk about like how to shower. So a lot of people, like we talked about this before, a lot of guys will just go like armpits, junk, you're good to go.
Yeah.
That's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
So it like, and people need to hear this, so we're just going to talk about it.
Yeah. It's good.
I use like specific jiu-jitsu soap. Okay. First, I'm getting my face, cleaning my neck. I clean behind my ears. I clean in my ears. Okay. And then get my big scrub brush. I think everyone should have a big scrub brush for jiu-jitsu. You can go to Dollar Tree and get one if you need one. I get my hands. I get under my fingernails. I get my whole arms, both sides. I get my chest. I get my back. More soap on there. I get my feet in between my toes, under my toenails, up my legs. Get everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Almost everything. Some of the jiu-jitsu soaps got tea tree oil in it, which I heard can mess with like testosterone. So we use regular soap in some places.
Yeah.
But for most of your body, we're doing that. Yeah, but for sure, like scrub brush is big. I think a lot of that like funk hangs out under your fingernails, and that's like where people are getting it, is from those scratches and stuff.
Yeah.
With your laundry, unpack your bag. You get home, don't leave everything in your bag. Don't leave it in your car, because it's just going to sit in there. It's going to get hot. It's going to be wet. It's going to start to stink, and that's bacteria.
Yeah.
And then that's when stuff gets dangerous.
Yeah, and I think everyone has a different routine with what they do with their sweaty stuff. I never put anything directly. Do you hear that too?
A little bit.
It just keeps cutting in and out.
Sorry.
Anyway, hopefully this comes through it. I don't keep any sweaty stuff in my bag.
Yeah.
I have like a double bagged Publix bag or shopping bag or Walmart bag. Put all the wet stuff in there. It gets wrapped up, and then it gets put in my car, and then it goes right in the hamper when I get home. But it doesn't get in my bag. But so a lot of those bags have a separate compartment. If that works, awesome. I've never used one where you probably still have it wrapped in a Publix bag and then shoved in there.
Yeah, I like that for sure. Like all your dirty stuff is going into a plastic bag, because a lot of things that people like probably don't realize is you throw your stuff back into a bag that's dirty. Like, you're throwing clean stuff into a dirty bag.
Yeah.
Like, your bag can get all funky. So I'll unpack everything. Like, I let it dry out, wash it. Like, make sure you let your stuff soak every now and then too, because your stuff will just get funky with age over time. So I'll fill up like my bathtub, hot water, OxyClean, stir it up. The whole water will turn brown. It's terrible.
You said sometimes you did vinegar?
Yeah,
like
or you can just use like distilled white vinegar, throw some of that in there.
Just as is?
Toss it in there with some water, stir it up.
Well, yeah, I guess you have to add water in there.
Yeah, some hot, just hot water.
Okay.
Let that stuff soak. Let your knee braces soak.
Yeah.
Whatever accessories you have, let it all sit in there and soak. And then the bag itself, I use like Lysol spray. And I'll spray out my bag. I got disinfecting wipes from Walmart. I think they're like $1.
Nice.
Wipe out the inside of that bag.
Yeah.
Try to let it sit there open, dry out. And then we're going to clean our gear when we're done. So, like, if you're doing the MMA class, Muay Thai, take your gloves, whatever, like your boxing gloves, your shin pads, whatever you have, wipe them out on the inside with a disinfecting wipe. Spray them out with Lysol spray. Clean the outsides of them.
Yeah.
Make sure that stuff's clean, because that's like a big one where people are nasty about not cleaning their stuff.
Probably helps the actual equipment last longer too. I imagine.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Especially if you spend money on Boone or something that's not cheap crap from Walmart. Or whatever.
If you're spending money to like have this stuff, take care of it. Absolutely. Yeah. Keep all that stuff. Clean your mouth guard if you wear a mouth guard. I know some people don't, so they don't have to worry about that. I wear a mouth guard. I think you're crazy if you don't wear one.
I need to start wearing one again. I've got one in my bag, and it got like just decrepit, like sitting in there for a year, because I haven't used it in a while, and I'm like, I need to get a new one. Yeah. I originally did that just so I could breathe properly through my nose, but then a few guys here had caught like an elbow in the face, and they had to get stitches, and turned out their dentist or whoever was like, get a mouth guard in there, else you'd have no teeth. Yeah. Or some other problems, but I need to start doing that.
For sure.
I keep saying that.
Yeah, so then let's talk about like actual like staph, ringworm, what to look for. Yeah. So ringworm, it's like an actual ring, like a patch you're gonna find on your body.
If it's small, sometimes you not really see the ring. Because mine was about this big, so I could see a defined ring. But I've seen people ask about like on their arm or something. It's relatively small, like a dime. I don't know if you necessarily see the inner part of it, but circle, raised, red.
Yeah, just raised, red. And just like something that's like out of place is a good thing to look for.
If you have a bunch of rashes normally and that's a normal thing for you, maybe stay off our mats and go to the doctor.
Yeah, definitely. If you're If you're chronic rashing, don't come in here. Yeah, and then staph, I think a lot of times people get like weird pus buildups. You get green pus, that's like super dangerous. I think, and the problem is ringworm's nasty. Staph is deadly. Staph will kill you. Like, there's a lot of articles you can find online.
Is staph mainly like an open wound, getting sweat in an open wound?
I think it is coming from it's like body to body contact. Is my understanding of where staph comes from. I thought it was
something with blood, like getting in your, like if you have a scratch and then someone else's sweat gets in your open wound.
Yeah,
something like that. I'm sure there's more to it than that.
Yeah, and I think it wouldn't be a bad idea, like if we can find someone who knows more specifically about like what the actual causes are and stuff, that'd be good. But
yeah,
just if you're having anything weird like that, like,
it'd be good if we know of any dermatologists that also happen to do jiu-jitsu, and then we can have them on this podcast.
You can call in even.
Yeah. I'll do a live podcast and have a call in.
That'd be sick.
Look out for that down the road. That Jits Life.
But if you are having something, tell the instructor right away. Go and ask someone. Ask your training partner too. Say, hey, does this look like something weird? Before you get on the mat. If you notice it before you get on the mat, tell them before you get on the mat. Don't get on the mat and then tell someone.
After fully rolling, sitting in the sauna going, does this look like this arm I just had wrapped around the back of your neck for 40 minutes straight? Is that ringworm?
Yeah, that's rough. That's really rough. If you do think you got something weird, but you don't quite want to go to the doctor, I like to go and talk to a pharmacist. It's free. I ask them, they pretty much will know, like, hey, like,
it's basic stuff.
Just throw something on this real quick, or maybe like you should go to the doctor.
Yeah, I've never seen that in my life.
Yeah,
go to the doctor.
Yeah, so definitely like take care of stuff. If you see someone else with it, like, you have to tell them. You have to be like confident to like tell your training partner, hey, you got something funky, like you're gonna get me infected. Neither one of us are gonna be able to train. Like, this is gonna cost a bunch of money, like in doctor visits.
Yeah.
Like, so we just gotta like look out for each other, and we gotta like you just gotta be like confident and be able to tell your partner, like, hey, we don't accept you like not like taking care of this. Is horrible.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, I really think, like, don't ruin other people's training experience because you couldn't stay home for a week.
Yeah, I know it's different with what we're doing, what we're talking about. Kind of, it just reminds me of like working in a regular office when someone shows up sick and gets the whole office sick, and they're like, I don't know, maybe I should have stayed home. And you're like, well, yeah, obviously you should have thought about that before you walked in. I was coughing all over the place and talking in people's faces and all that stuff. But I understand, you have to go to the doctor, get a Z-Pack or whatever. You have to pay a copay, or you're missing a day's work. Maybe you don't have enough PTO, but you're still getting a whole bunch of people sick, and then probably it's going to circle back around and get you again. Yeah. Happens all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think with all this stuff too, like, a lot of people will be like, well, I know I've got something. If I cover it good, like, I'm good to come train.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Certain things, like cuts and scratches, cover up, at your own risk, worrying about sweat getting in it. So, like, I had a scratch on my ankle, so I covered it with liquid Band-Aid. Yeah. Then a big Band-Aid, and then I wrapped my whole ankle, and so it didn't move anywhere. It was locked in there. But it's different with staph and with, rashes and crap like that.
Yeah, absolutely. That stuff, like, will sweat out onto other people, and even if they're not cut up, I think you can still get it. Like, even if I don't have any scratches and you have something, you just tape it up, don't tell me, come sweat all over me, like, I might end up in the hospital. Like, people end up in the hospital with staph. People die from it. It's crazy.
I don't know how he got it, but there was a guy in Florida. His name was Hook. He was the owner and main chef or whatever at a sushi place. Awesome place. And then suddenly everyone in town just found out that he died from staph. Yeah. Like, what the?
That's super rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of like some general, like, that's my day to day. Like, that's how I'm going through checking stuff.
Yeah.
Some like hygiene gear, like, sometimes people don't know, like, what should I have? Like, what should I have in my bag? Whatever. I like to always use like jiu-jitsu specific soap. The difference with like jiu-jitsu specific soap versus like antibacterial, I heard, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure, sometimes antibacterial soap, if you have like ringworm or something, will make it spread more. It's weird. I was talking to a pharmacist.
Interesting.
And they said that there's something where if you have a fungal infection, that like antibacterial, for some reason, fungal infections love that and they thrive. People get it all over their body.
That's
like
crazy.
It just explodes.
So you use a antifungal jiu-jitsu specific, like Defense.
Yeah, Defense soap. I use armbar soap. I know we got a guy at our gym right now who is potentially going to be making some soap.
I was gonna plug a little bit for him. Eventually, I'll have him on the podcast. But yeah, we'll have some in-house soap by the Appalachian Strangler Syndicate.
Nice.
It's gonna be ass soap.
Nice,
but it's legit.
I got it. Yeah,
it smells great. I use it. It's it's awesome.
Yeah, I think have a pair of flip flops in your bag is a must because those are easy. Run to the bathroom, throw those on versus throwing on your shoes.
Yeah,
flip flops in the shower. Like you should start showering at the gym. You should get done, hop in the shower upstairs. Wear flip flops in the shower so you don't get an athlete's foot.
Yeah, up here.
You don't want that.
Up here, Recalibrate Active Recovery Studio.
Absolutely. Yeah. Get your sauna on, get your flip-flops on, hop in that shower.
Yeah, don't forget the cold plunge.
Absolutely, yeah. Tea tree oil. I like to have tea tree oil with me. If I'm getting scratches, whatever, I'm getting something funky, put tea tree oil on it. Kills the infection mostly. I'm not sure how that works. It's just good, like, preventative.
Yeah, Coach Dan was talking about that. He's got, like, shampoos with that in there. Same thing with hydrogen peroxide. So we have a concentrate here that we mix with water and we spray inside the sauna.
Yeah.
Obviously the sauna gets sweat in there, so we'll spray that on certain things like these chairs if someone was sitting in after. Wiped off, obviously. But
absolutely, yeah.
Good stuff.
The one thing with tea tree oil I've heard is like the testosterone issues. I know a guy who actually was experiencing some like low T because he was using so much tea tree oil. I'm not exactly sure the science behind that at all, or if that's even real, but be just cautious of that. I've heard that a couple times. Disinfectant wipes. Go to Walmart, look up just like general disinfecting wipes. I think they're $1.07.
Yeah.
Please get some.
Yeah.
They're so cheap. This stuff's not expensive. You're spending money on jiu-jitsu. Take an extra $6. Go get this stuff. Run to Dollar Tree. Run to Walmart.
That's a good thing to have in your bag too. If you don't have the time to shower between here and home or here and work, maybe there's a shower at work or whatever reason, at the very least, you can rinse off real quick, wipe your body down, or if you can't rinse off, literally just like baby wipe style, just wiping your whole body down, getting sweat off your body, and then
just do what you can to, like, you want to stay healthy doing this.
Yeah, and just be not a gross human being.
Yeah. Just like general first aid stuff, Band-Aids, antibiotic cream, ice packs. That might be a good thing. That's not really hygiene, but
never know. Get hurt.
Athletic tape over top of Band-Aids, a good thing to have.
Yep.
Sometimes your Band-Aids will come off when you're rolling. That's nasty to find a Band-Aid on the mat.
Yeah, it happened to me yesterday. I had the same Band-Aid. That's why I wrapped it today, because I got into a pretty awesome roll with Corey.
Yeah.
And it started to come off, and I was like, crap, I guess I'm done. It was the very end of the roll anyway. But so today I had it wrapped up. We need to get some more athletic tape downstairs, but we have this like silicone tape, which is really cool.
Yeah, that stuff looks
Feels neat, but just wrap the crap out of it.
Absolutely. A little scrub brush you can just get. I know they got them at like dollar stores for sure.
Little ones that connect to your knuckles.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys got to shower. You got to wash in between your toes, in between your fingers, under your fingernails, under your toenails. Get your body clean. People don't know how to shower right. I don't get it. It makes me so mad. It's like people come in here or wherever smelling nasty. What are you doing?
Yeah. It's like a little kid, like our son, he's like, watch that. It's the fastest shower ever. I'm like, let me see. And he catches like his armpit, his junk in his feet, and he's like, done. I'm like, you didn't even touch your hair or your face. You got to wash your whole body.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it that fast.
Yeah. So we covered kind of like personal stuff, and then I think a good thing, and this is something that some of the other people I talked to wanted, was like good habits for gyms. Like if you're opening a gym, if you're a gym owner, if you're at a gym, some good things to do. Like cleaning your mats regularly after every class.
That's huge.
How do you kind of go through that?
So, I mean like the cleaning process?
Yeah.
So basically but as soon as everyone's off the mat, so I use a broom and I basically clean out all the corners. So there's a lot of debris and hair and stuff ends up just along the wall in that little crease. So I use a broom, just a little broom or whatever, sweep it out. And we use this leaf blower actually to leaf blow the shit out of the entire floor, including under the bleachers and everything. So we get all that hair, get it out the bay doors. And then we use this, the spray. It's a concentrate by Defense actually.
Nice.
So we spray that all over the walls, all over the mats, and then we use a mop head, a giant, just like 3-foot thing to. If you've seen Memento, you've seen my sped up mat cleanings before. It's so easy to tell everything I'm doing in there, but that's basically it. Yeah, then I'm cleaning the whole mat and getting everything off there, so it's nice and clean.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Every time. Yeah. Every time someone's rolls in there. So I do it first thing in the morning. I know a lot of times the guys don't have a chance to do it after class the night before. So regardless, even if it has been clean, I can't tell, maybe I'll still everything's nice and clean.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If you're a gym owner, you got to deal with people who like aren't being clean, like people who are constantly coming in with this stuff like repetitively, like clearly like going around whatever your rules are, whatever. I think you just got to be like stern or whatever, but in the long run, like you'll end up losing students, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if a bunch of people are constantly having to miss class because they're getting something and they're doing the right thing and staying home, and then every time they come back, they just keep getting it. Something happens, because of someone else or whatever. But and then they're paying a monthly fee. They're not really using it, and then suddenly something else becomes more important than jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I mean, how dare you? Son of a bitch.
Something we started doing here recently was the hygiene signs. We got all these different signs around, just reminders. I like to have like stuff outside of bathrooms, like footwear required in bathroom, no shoes on the mat, footwear required off the mat. Like there's signs that say like if you see like whatever, like tell.
If you see a rash, get checked out. If you think you might have something, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's a couple of them posted around here. Like I see them up here in Recalibrate. Like people coming here for the recovery.
Yeah, there's one downstairs specifically for jiu-jitsu, and the mats down there. Then the ones up here are ones for the routine. But the other one is basic etiquette with rinsing off before you get in the plunge.
Yeah,
same sort of thing. I mean, we're sweating profusely in the sauna. And if you just hop right in the cold plunge, that's gross because all your sweat's coming off and then someone else is getting in there. And
greasy.
Yeah. So rinse off. Nothing crazy. If you use soap, just rinse off. Don't wear tanning stuff before you get in, or like heavy lotions. They'll end up looks like oil on top of the water. And just be clean. Don't be nasty.
And I mean, like, this is not something expensive to like have in your gym. How much does a piece of paper cost?
Yeah.
Like a half cent?
Yeah.
Maybe. It's crazy. Like a rinse basin for your feet. I've been to a couple gyms where you hop in, so it's like walk up to this thing, take your flip-flops off. It's a little bucket to dip your feet in, and it's got like that fake turf or whatever. Wash your feet off quick, and then a drying pad for your feet, and then you get onto the mat. Yeah. And I think that's a good thing for different gyms. I always appreciate that when I see it.
Talking about how to do that downstairs, I think logistically it might be more difficult than just the way the gym's laid out. But that would be cool if we were able to figure out how to make that work. But,
I think like if you have a gym where that would work or whatever, I think that's something that could be really great. I think people would like it. Yeah, save you some time cleaning the mats too.
It's probably not. Yeah, it's probably not crazy expensive. Probably make that setup.
Yeah,
the question is being able to set up the mats where there's only one entrance and one exit. So most mats you can get on from everywhere on the mat, kind of thing. So that's the logistics thing with us. But
it's tough. If you can have a shower in your gym, shower's big.
Key.
Yeah,
because people get to go straight from work. So some people might make a decision not to train because they don't have a way to shower before going to work. They don't have time to go back home. Yeah. So they can do it right then and there. And another good one that this isn't like a hygiene thing. We do have a lot of people here, so a lot of times we have a line of like 5 or 6 people that are waiting for the shower. Keep your shower short. Do the shower. You can do your hair out here. You can put we have a mirror out here. There's another bathroom downstairs. So get in and out of the shower because other people are waiting.
Yeah,
so try to
get
keep
clean. Don't hang out in there for an hour doing the rest of your stuff.
3 minutes or under if you can. Make it nice and fast.
Make sure you're getting clean though.
Yeah, do enough to get clean. If you got to shower again after work or whatever, just
Because if you're not cleaning right, I'll show up at your house and kill you.
Yeah. At least slap you around a little bit.
Yeah, something. I'll try to. Probably won't work.
Yeah.
If you're an upper belt, it's not. You're fine.
Yeah, you're lucky Stefan's clean, I guess.
Yeah.
To show up at his house. Never mind.
I think for gyms, like if you notice a lot of people aren't doing this stuff regularly, it might not be a bad idea to like either supply or even sell like hygiene stuff. Like you can make a little extra money that way too, like selling soap out of your gym, selling like first aid, whatever.
That's a good idea.
Scrubs, like flip-flops. You can do like branded flip-flops. I know a lot of places like sell gis and rash guards, so it's not a bad idea either.
I thought about that with flip-flops, something really inexpensive. I mean, slides are good, but these slides are like $40.
Yeah.
It's not practical to be like, hey, you've got to buy these $45 or whatever slides.
Or just even go to Dollar Tree and bring $20
Old Navy's are really cheap.
Yeah, just bring a bunch to your gym. Say, just grab a pair if you don't have some. Make sure you don't lose these. People aren't always grabbing them, but
or the like the Croc knockoffs at Walmart.
Yeah, just like whatever,
just for water.
Yeah, and I'm sure like I don't really know how like selling stuff like that goes for a gym, but there's got to be a way to do it.
Yeah, we can figure it out.
Yeah, as much as you can, like get sunlight on your mats. like get that stale air out. Like if you can open windows, open doors. We got big garage doors here, which is sick.
Yeah, that's a big difference here. Our other gym, the whole front of it was all windows, but here there's these giant bay doors. So I mean, when it's really nice how we open them up anyway, but having those open and the sun ends up shining on the mats all day long.
Yeah, I was listening to Joe Rogan, Craig Jones, and they were talking about in New York the DDS gym where everyone was getting staffed like once a month. And Joe Rogan was saying like
it's in a basement.
Yeah, it's in a basement. There's no sunlight on it, and he was saying like anytime you can get sunlight on your mats, let the sun just like burn off as much of that bacteria as you can. That's like great. So
yeah,
if you can do that at your gym, do it. I think like if you're a gym owner or whoever's doing the instruction for the class, like just remind your people in your jiu-jitsu class or MMA class, maybe once a week or whatever. Tell them like, hey, make sure you guys are cleaning your stuff, like cleaning your gear. Like tell them that it's okay to like tell each other if they see something.
Yeah, and if they're worried, they can come see you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll set someone straight. I'll give them the business.
Give them a rundown.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, so we're talking with Matt York before he left, but he said, like, even if you're at a regular gym, like, when you're done, you have to go through, you have to clean up after stuff. Like, you have to spray off the machines.
Yeah.
You have to wipe it down. And I think a lot of people think, like, oh, you're here cleaning the mats. I don't have to do anything. Like, you have to tell people, like, they have to take care of their own stuff, too.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Matt York.
Yeah.
Shout out Matt York Training.
Matt York will kill you if you're not being clean. That's what I found out. And I think he can do it. I can't.
I have him on video threatening my sisters that if they don't come up here, I forget what it was. He's a terrifying man.
Yeah, for sure.
Good dude. Just kidding.
Yeah, so that's what I pretty much got for just general hygiene. Was there anything that you think that we didn't touch on in there?
I think we covered everything. That's a lot. But yeah, this is very good information. And yeah, just be more conscientious of what you're doing before, during, and after jiu-jitsu. It's not about just coming to learn jiu-jitsu. There's a lot more involved, and everyone wants to train as much as they can or as long as they can, and that's about it. But
yeah.
Anything you want to add at the very end?
I think that's it.
All right.
Make sure you shower.
Wash your ass.
Yeah.
Important.